Now, before we start this, I want to make two things very clear. This takes a lot of experience and knowledge, and the second is you need a lot of luck. When you get a lot of people like this on your 6, it's pretty much game over. You can keep trying to dodge them and hope a friendly will come in, but there's no advantage I have right here. And that's something I really want to emphasize. Know your planes, know the enemy planes, know what you can and can't do, and kind of read the opponent. Some opponents will let you do more things than the other, which also comes down to experience. I want to give you some pointers, I want to give you some ideas and some things that go through my mind, because there is no definite guide for this. The sole reason being is it relies completely on the enemy. If they are good and you're not in a plane that's significantly faster, like say you're fighting meteors in an F2 Saber, you're not getting out of it. Unless they make mistakes, unless you set them up, but you have to make your own luck. You can't just brute force your way through it. So my first tip right here is know yours and the enemy planes. That's the most important factor. You need to know what you can abuse. Say you're fighting a 109 in a Spitfire, you have your turn rate, but he keeps more energy, so you don't want to go straight vertical. Things like that. I want to focus on all of those things, so I hope you're ready for a 10-minute rant. Let's get into it. First one of the day. This is how most of your engagement like this are going to look like. Multiple people and none of them will commit to me. They will break off, they will take turns, and they will not get greedy. And when they don't get greedy, fighting multiple people at once is extremely difficult. Especially when their plane is better than yours at the altitude you're fighting at. First pick off is just a random yak, nothing special, and now it starts. First one's on me. I will struggle with him alone if he plays it right. He breaks off for me, which is always nice. LA7 will catch me, will outturn me, will out energy me. Very little I can do. He plays it so safe, however, that I get time to breathe. If he had just parked it up my 6, I probably would have died very quickly. Just spray a bit in his direction, hoping he would turn. He didn't. Going back for the squad mate. If I clear him... too late. Always unfortunate. Yak slow, easy shot. But I still have two LA7s in the area, which is less than ideal. Luckily Shivaks are absolutely garbage. Unfortunately their plane is better on every metric. Get a hit with a 13 mil. Sadly. Re-engage the dogfight. You see, I'm trying to keep their turns away from each other, but they keep switching each other. And what that does is, when I start turning for one, I give the other one a full broadside shot. A very easy shot. Or I get him right on my 6. And when that happens, I can pretty much do nothing. So here I'm trying to go through the terrain, just high enough to skimp over the houses. He breaks off and he gets killed by my friendly. Plane is, however, not in the best condition anymore. 109s, especially with wing damage, are not very enjoyable to fly, especially against planes like this. So instead I'm gonna try to push the head on, because they don't want to go head on. They don't want to stick. Unfortunately I missed half my shells there. Got a few hits in. But even if I had killed them right there, there is very little chance I would have survived. Here I try to make them ram each other, the LA7 crashes, but my engine is already dead. So even if I killed the Yak 3 here, I would have been dead. So for this fight you have a P-47D and a Tempest Mark V. The P-47 doesn't really worry me too much, so I'm going to largely ignore him. What I do want to do is drain him of his energy so I can fight the Tempest in the vertical, as the P-47 cannot pull up. Doing this will ensure that I have all the time in the world to dogfight the Tempest, while he just kinda hangs below me. I have to dodge him twice though before he runs out of speed, and that's once. Now we go up. He doesn't have a shot, he sparks me, just barely. You see the P-47, he can't hang with this. Effectively he is out of the fight for now. I'm making this a one-on-one even though there's two in the area. I do see him turn away. He won't get the shot, but the Tempest is stalling out right now, so I have the time to kind of take a shot. Don't kill him unfortunately. Just go back over. If the P-47 pulls up here, there's a very little chance he's getting a shot off. And you can see he just barely gets his nose up, doesn't even come close. He's still stalling out. That was a perfect opportunity, get a bunch of hits and he goes on his merry way. And that's one. And now the Tempest is dead, there's pretty much nothing this guy can do. He should have run away and then re-engaged me, he could have easily killed me like that. But fortunately for me, he didn't do that. And the third P-47, all he can do is go head on with me at this point. I'm a lot faster than him, I'm a bit more maneuverable, especially at these speeds. Of course, considering my engine power, in sheer turn rate he will outturn me. Quick burst, and that's it. Another K4 clip, although this time with gun ports. See the Spitfire and the P-51. The Spitfire is a lot closer, so I can push the head on. He's quite slow, so going up doesn't really worry me. I pick up the P-51 as he's just stalling in my gun sight. Not too hard of a matchup. The Spitfire right here with the clipped wings is quite bad at retaining energy and dogfighting altogether at these altitudes, especially when it doesn't have the energy over you. So I'm again not too worried about him while he's below me. I ignore the P-47 at the start because he won't get another shot off within 5 seconds. So I wanted to keep my focus on the Spitfire to see what he was doing. Right now, again you see that the Spitfire is just so slow. He did turn back into my guns, which is a mistake on his part. And now I killed him and I can go on to the P-47. The P-47 had a lot of altitude on me, I didn't see him, he has a lot of speed. But the P-47N loses a lot of speed very quickly, which is something I want to abuse. Of course the wing damage on my plane isn't really helping me out, but now he's below me, I can start pulling away from him. He will get one snapshot here, I try to dodge it, try successful, and at this point he is energy trapped and I can just keep going up. There's very little he can do. And he had more energy than me and a lot of it. Just did 2 turns, stuck on the dogfight, and he's stalling below me. You see that he can't get his nose up, so it's safe for me to just roll over, go back down, and he'll just fly into my guns. You've probably seen this one before, because I have used it in another video, but I think it showcases quite well what fighting multiple opponents is. So right here I have one on my altitude and one below me. The one below me again doesn't really worry me, but I want to go to him as quickly as I can. So I try to head on him, don't get any hits unfortunately, and engage the dogfight. I lost the other 109 for a sec here, but it seemed he crashed. Luckily for me. The other one is already coming in. You see him in the west. 154 is luckily flying away from me as well. So now I'm starting to set up the dogfight with the other 109 that's coming in. So I want to make sure that my loop goes directly into him when I turn into the other one. Doing this will make it so that he won't get the shot and that I can safely head on him. However, it's hard to time. It's also partially due to luck and hoping that they don't split up. It's right here. If I hadn't killed him here, or if the other one had just broken off for a second, I would have been dead. But he didn't, and now he's low on energy, and he will probably stall out on me. But I see another one coming in, unaware at this point that he is crit and trying to RTB, so I want to extend, because there is no way I'm going to set them both up. By the time he is there, I'll be going really slow, and that's something I don't want. I had a lot of energy over the other 109, so running away for now is the best course of action. However, the other one is crit, and he's not bothered with me at all, so it's safe to engage the 101 again. However, he's a bit close. So we just re-engage in the dogfight. I'm a bit slower than him now, which makes it so that getting a shot off in the first 2 turns is easier for me. However, if he proceeds to keep going up, then I am screwed. But he doesn't do that, so it's all fine. Yeah, I'm a lot slower than him and I'm above him, and I can just blap him out of the sky.